Today we're going to talk about reward markers and what a reward marker is. So throughout these videos, you've probably heard me say yes to Dexter. So what that means to Dexter is that every time he hears yes, he's done something right and he's going to earn a reward for it. When it comes to teaching our dogs new behaviors, timing is everything. We have to let our dogs know within 1 to 2 seconds of a behavior that it's right. And a yes or a clicker does just that. What the yes or the clicker also does is it's a promise. It's a promise to our dogs that that behavior they've done is going to earn them a reward. So if we don't want to reward our dog for something, so say Dexter's already learned how to sit and he's been doing that really well, and I've asked him to sit, but I don't want to follow up with a food treat or some kind of reward, then I'm not going to do my yes or I'm not going to do my clicker. Instead, I'm just going to tell him, "Good boy, aren't you so smart?" and let him know how smart he is and how happy I am with him. But when I'm teaching a new behavior, I want to reward that behavior often so that it becomes really reliable and that my dog really wants to perform it because it gets a nice reward behind it. It's important when we're working with our dogs and we've asked them to do something and they have, that we always let them know that we're proud of them. So even when it comes time to fading the food treats or not rewarding after each one, you want to let them know they're right. So "Good boy," scratch along the neck, little butt scratch, something to let them know that what they did was really a smart decision. Because if you don't let them know, they're going to think they've done it wrong and they're probably going to try something else. So if I asked Dexter to sit and he sat and I didn't do anything, I didn't tell him, "Good boy, very nice job," he's going to probably lie down next. And if I still don't do anything, knowing Dexter, he's going to roll over because he's trying to figure out, well, what does mom want? She said sit, I did, but she didn't acknowledge that, so I must not have done it right. Maybe I'll try this other behavior. So to teach your dog that yes or the clicker means a reward, we have to do what we call charging it up. So what you do in the beginning is you get a pile of treats or your dog's food, and all you do is go yes and hand them the treat right away. So yes, treat. Yes, treat. At this beginning stage, they don't have to do anything. What are we teaching them? We're teaching them the yes means a reward. The click means a reward. Eventually what they're going to learn is because of what they've done caused you to say yes, which then in turn gives them a food reward. So if I have a new puppy and he's walking around the house, and what do puppies like to do? They like to jump and they get obnoxious and da-da-da-da-da-da. But my puppy comes up to me and instead he puts his butt on the ground, then I can go yes. And because he's a puppy, and I know I'm teaching my puppy lots of good behaviors, I always have his food or a treat in my pocket. So he comes up to me on the sofa, instead of jumping, he sits. I can go yes, and within 2 seconds, then give him that treat. So what your puppy's going to learn is when I come up to the sofa to mom and I put my butt down, she's going to say that yes word, which then is going to be followed up by a treat. So maybe next time, instead of jumping, I'm going to come up to mom and put my butt down on the ground. And that is how the training starts. Your dog is learning what to do in order to get us to say those magic words that then will follow a food treat. Your dog is learning how to learn. He's learning that there's choices to make. And by making the right choices, or what we think of as the right choices, just might get us to say yes and then give him a reward. So people often ask me what's better, the yes word or a clicker, and it really doesn't matter. They've actually done a study that the dogs will learn faster with a clicker because it's such a unique sound. However, I don't always have my clicker with me. So instead, I can always use my voice. And me, as you might have heard by now, I'm a little klutzy. So having my dog's leash and a clicker and going for a walk is a little troublesome for me, but I have my voice. So I can spit out that yes anytime I want. I do practice teaching Dexter certain behaviors with the clicker, but that's just when I'm sitting on the floor and all I have to do is concentrate on my timing. If you are using both, like Dexter and I, you don't use them at the same time. So I'm either going to yes and reward for a training session, or I'm going to click and reward for a training session. It's not yes and click at the same time. It's one or the other, but you can use both at different training sessions. So get out there and charge that yes word and charge your clicker if you're going to use that one too.